Oh, drama.
Chaotic.
Boring.
Decent word.
I would definitely say awkward.
Chubby.
Getting made fun of and making fun of people, just like not cool stuff like that.
I think there's negative stigma towards middle school because it's a changing period for a lot of people, and there's a lot. People are very easy to pick on in middle school because they go through very experimental phases, and there's just a lot of finding yourself.
Well, because, like everybody is getting in these cliques in middle school, I felt like, I wasn't in, like, the popular group, I guess. I was in the smart group, like the nerds, kind of. I was too. Yeah. So I think that was, and then everybody's changing and, like, growing, and I was a really short kid, so I kind of got picked on a little bit, so that was one of the reasons why I was a little bit rough.
Probably because of that hormone imbalance. I think the children at that age have a hard time determining if they want to be a child or an adult. One day they think, I'm grown and I should be treated as an adult, and the next day they have a bad day and they want someone to pet them. So it's a tough time.
Middle school kids are difficult. They are in the process of one of the largest physical and emotional changes that they are going to have in their entire life. The last time they changed that much was the first 5 years of life, and nobody remembers going through that.
My shoulder. Got your distance here. The happy ones are here. Let's get together before we get much older. Teenage wasteland. It's only teenage wasteland. Teenage wasteland. Oh yeah. Teenage wasteland. Now wasted.
Attention to you. And I think if parents and teachers could just see that middle school it's a much rougher time in their life than we remember from ourselves, because we tend to forget painful experiences. It's a very difficult time. They're trying to make a lot of decisions. They're trying to figure out who they are and where they fit in the world and who they are separate from their parents. If we could just understand that it is a difficult time and have a little bit of faith in the way we raise them as kids, that sooner or later they will come back to being that kid that you raised. That I'm not going to say they're ever going to be as sweet as they were in second grade, but they will come back more to your way of thinking if you spend the time during middle school helping them, not telling them what to do, but helping them see the natural consequences of behavior and helping them try to make good decisions, and then they'll make bad decisions again. You just have to know that. So you have to have a little bit more flexibility with kids in middle school. That's why I always say that to be a middle school teacher, you have to have a really great sense of humor, because you cannot take it seriously. It's not personal, and you just kind of have to let them find their way but within the bounds of being safe. And that's really hard to do because they will do things that are completely unsafe and they just don't get it. But I always liked teaching them because they can reason, unlike the second graders. They have more reasoning ability. They can think through a process and come up with creative ideas. They're really, really creative. And when they get into high school, they're kind of like more into, you know, everybody does it this way. And so if we could just see middle school as being this opportunity to explore a lot of things as opposed to trying to control them. And I think that's what everybody, parents and teachers and administrators, we spend way too much time trying to control them, telling them don't talk, don't act out, don't do this, when we ought to be doing, let's look at this. What are your options? And what are the consequences to those options? But they are crazy. They are hormones. They are making bad decisions. So yeah, they get a bad rap. And they don't see any of that. So they get a bad rap, but if you spend time with them, I think that they are the most interesting group of kids, or I wouldn't have spent this much time of my life with them. And I've taught a lot of different grades, but I just think middle school is that time when they see all the possibilities, and it's exciting. We just got to get rid of our desire to want to control them.